This time on Ask Rad Rad, I get asked to prove that I'm a good enough skater to earn your respect. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel about skateboarding and skateboarding video games and all kinds of skateboarding stuff. I found my GoPro that I thought was stolen, so maybe you'll actually see some more skateboarding out of me in the near future. But today we're doing questions, and this one is from Mika, who says, what are your all-time favorite skate shoes? What are the most durable skate shoes you've skated? And what are your current skate shoes? I appreciate the time and effort you put into your videos. So as far as favorite and most durable, they are both Savior. This brand went out of business a long time ago. I had some of their shoes 2005 or so, maybe before that. I don't think I have any footage of me skating it, because I think that was back when I had a camera with a floppy disk in it, and you could film like 3 seconds or something like that before it got full. So I would record myself on a tape, play it on TV, and record the TV. So anyway, yeah, I don't know if I have any footage of me when I'm skating these shoes, and if I did, it'd just be a white blob. But these shoes were absolutely bulletproof. You could not... I skated them for months and months and months, and there wasn't even a scratch on them. They looked like they were brand new. I mean, they were dirty, but they, like, as far as damage was concerned, they still looked like they were new. The big problem, though, was that they smelled horrible. I remember I would skate with my friend Tony. We'd come into his mom's house. I'd take my shoes off, and she would like gag and like put them outside. Like, they smelled terrible. I don't know what was wrong with them. Some kind of chemical thing in them. I don't know what, but they were terrible. So they were my favorite for skating in because I love that they just lasted forever. That was a big downside, obviously, the smell of them. But yeah, they closed down. I only ever had one pair. I think I got them as they were going out of business. I got them on clearance because I would always buy stuff on clearance. I didn't have a lot of money. But yeah, those were a big favorite of mine for that reason. Every other pair of shoes I've skated since then have fallen apart compared to those. So when I skate right now, I have a lot of DCs and Vans. It's kind of a similar thing. DC was having a Black Friday sale last year, a year and a half ago, and I bought like 20 pairs of them. And I did a project with Vans. I'll tell you more about it if and when it comes out. I don't actually know any details about, you know, when it might happen, but I did a project with them and they sent me some shoes. So I've got like 6 pairs of Vans as well. So yeah, that's the stuff I have now. Again, I typically buy stuff when it's on sale. I don't really have a specific brand that I love more than the rest, but that's my answer to that. Next question is from Wheelbites Ate My Wife, who says, which brand history would you like to be made into a Hollywood movie, not a documentary, and which actor should star? Owen Wilson should be in anything because of his skate clip. I always thought that was amazing when he was skating with Costin and the guys in Yeah Right. I think he should be in something skateboarding related as a reference, you know. I guess Jason Lee could be in it too. Like, any kind of people who have a connection to skateboarding, I think, should be in it, because I think that would be interesting. But I don't want skaters to be in the movie, because what are the chances a skater would be a good enough actor? We watched a movie about that, Skate Dreams. You can check that out here, where P-Rod and Rob Dyrdek tried to act, and they did okay, but I wouldn't want that. I would want professional actors, but it would be cool if they had some kind of connection to skateboarding. The brand I would want to see is World Industries. So there is a documentary about that. But I think that time period is so interesting. So you had Powell Peralta, big name brands. They were basically synonymous with skateboarding. If you wanted to buy a skateboard, chances are you would get a Powell Peralta. All the big names were there. There were some other companies, sure, but like Powell Peralta was the big daddy in skateboarding. And then after that, you had a bunch of new brands coming in that took over. You had brands started by like teenagers, Blind and Girl, all these sorts of companies just started up with no experience, just kids trying to make these companies and making tons of money doing it. There's a lot of interesting stories about where the graphics would come from. They would like go to a library and get a coffee table book and like photocopy one of the paintings in there and just make it a skate graphic. That type of stuff could be really interesting. Just, fighting the big company, winning, making tons and tons of money while having no idea what's going on. I think that could be a really interesting story to be retold in a fictionalized movie. But yeah, I would definitely check that out. And I'd also watch The Man Who Sold the World. That's a very good documentary. Okay, next question is from Kata Inen, who says, why is a nose blunt still considered a nose blunt when a skater ollies over the front of a ledge to it, as if they're ollieing over the ledge into a nose slide position? Daewon Song does a lot of those, for example. If you think of it, doing a nose blunt coming from the side of a ledge is much more difficult than just ollieing onto it from the front of a ledge. There's almost two different tricks based on the motion and difficulty, so why are they considered the same trick? Well, so to explain that, Daewon Song, especially back in the day when he was skating lots of tables, he would always put like a table down some stairs or whatever, roll at it straight and do a nose blunt like on the middle of the top. Do that kind of stuff all the time. And that's just what it's called. You could call it like a nose power slide, I guess. I think in Skater XL they call it that. Like you can do a nose blunt on flat and it would call it like a nose power slide. I don't think that's wrong, but you can see the trick. So if you believe it's that much easier, which it is, to approach straight, it is easier, but you can see the trick. You can tell that it's the easy way to do it. So I don't have a problem with that. If you kickflip over something front side, like you don't, let's say you're rolling almost parallel to something like let's say you're going to do a trick down some stairs and clear the handrail. If you do it front side, that's a lot harder to clear it front side because kickflips kind of want to go backwards. But like, you wouldn't call it anything. There's no spin in it, so you wouldn't like refer to it in any specific way. But you can see the trick and you can tell that that's the harder way. So to me, sliding on the front two wheels with the nose down is going to be a nose blunt. It doesn't really matter how you got into it. Even if you approached backside and you could call it a nose slide, like technically you could call it a nose slide. If you're sliding with all your weight on the wheels, I would consider that a nose blunt. Okay, next question is from a Front Feeble Twitch who says, what would you rather watch? A wild NBD trick that's sloppy or a wicked, clean, basic trick? I'll let you decide what tricks would fit the descriptions. Okay. That's a tough one. In the past, I talked about this in the last video. In the past, anything new in super tech would have been 100% my thing. If I could see a trick done that I had never seen before, I would always want to see that. There's a trick called the mother flip, and I mentioned this before. I've tried to find the clip. I know what site it was on. This was streaming video. There was different sites where you could like share videos that you had to download and watch. And I know what site it's on. That site still exists, but I can't find the clip. But anyway, it's a 360 flip where your body spins front side 360. So the board's spinning backside 360 and flipping. You're spinning front side 360 and you catch back up to it. There's no way to make that trick look really good because you can't really catch it. You just have to land on it. You could kind of like land it 270. No, because you'd have to overspin the tray flip. Like, there's no way to do that really, really clean. I mean clean, but like you couldn't do it really stylishly, really high, you just couldn't. And yet it's interesting to see someone do it because when have you ever seen that trick before? I think Johnny Geiger redid it. I remember watching a video of him trying it over and over. I think he landed it. I'm pretty sure he did. I don't think he would have uploaded it if he didn't. But yeah, you can't do that perfectly. So would you rather see someone do that or an impossible on flat? That's a tough one. The impossible is really high, really clean, really well caught. But it's just an impossible. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to go with the really clean basic trick if it's filmed well. I think that makes a big difference these days, the more that I see skateboarding stuff. I remember in Fully Flared, there's a big spin heel flip. I don't remember who did it. If I can find it, I'll show you the clip, but just like the angle of it and the way that he kind of turns around in the air as the camera kind of goes around him, it looked so cool. If that had been a really crazy trick that's kind of filmed on a tripod over here, it wouldn't have been that interesting. But the camera angle makes a big impact on it too. So the style in both the trick and the filming can make a trick look incredible. So an incredible looking impossible on flat, I think I would rather see, but it'd have to be really good. Okay. All right. The next question is from Craig, who sent 3 like this. He said, can you film yourself actually skating fast, be it pumping a bowl or just going fast down a street? We've only ever seen you do negative -12 mph doing a goofy freestyle trick on super tight trucks, then tic-tacking away. Seriously, just film yourself pushing fast so we know you can actually skate. He sent several like this, challenging me to do a 50-50 grind while actually going fast so that he can respect me. My answer is no, because I don't care. I do skate street. I probably skated more than freestyle, but freestyle is what I'm actually kind of good at. If I film my best freestyle trick and showed it to freestylers, they'd be kind of impressed. Not a lot, I'm not amazing at freestyle, but it would be a decent trick. If I showed you my best street trick to a bunch of street skaters, they wouldn't really care. So like if I'm going to show you skating, I'd rather show you the stuff that I can be more proud of. I enjoy street skating, but there are videos where I do skate street. I would point you to some. I was planning on it, but I don't really care what you think, Craig, because skating is what you make it. Skating is what you want it to be. You don't have to do specific tricks to prove that you are a good enough skater. A good enough skater for what? I've been skating since 2001. I've been around for a lot of stuff in skateboarding history that I've seen. I've had a lot of discussions with people who are very knowledgeable about skateboarding, and I've learned a lot about skateboarding. That's what this channel is about. Looking at things through the viewpoint of skateboarding history. It has nothing to do with how fast my fastest kickflip has ever been. It doesn't matter. You may want to see that, but I don't care. So before you send me another email challenging me to do a trick that you like, you need to do a old school kickflip to rail and then a 360 flip out. If you can't do that, then your opinion in skateboarding doesn't matter. That's the same thing. It doesn't make any sense. So there was a time on my old channel, I had a channel was about this size. It was around 2008, I think. And I had a ramp in my backyard, and it was pretty small. It was 3'6" or something like that. And then I had a part where I cut it down that was smaller. So my ramp, all the wood, it was just plywood. I didn't have like skate light or anything like that. And it was really tough to get speed. So I had one part that was like really low. And the ramp was like, it was super mellow at that point. It wasn't designed to be that short. I shortened it. And I remember I skated a whole day one time, and I filmed all the tricks that I did on it. I did like a kickflip to feeble. And well, I'll show you some of the tricks. I might not remember them all correctly, but I filmed this video and I did all these different tricks, and I had a really good time. It was so fun. I just loved doing stuff like that, like pulling this stall and trying to reach over here and then bringing it back. And I used to do a switch feeble, and I thought it felt so cool. I would do like a switch pivot to rock and then land it front side. So it was like like this. And I thought that felt so cool. I had so much fun doing all that stuff. And then I posted this video after a really good, fun day of skateboarding. And all the comments were like, why is your ramp so small? Why, these tricks are so boring. Why would you even post this? I hate this. All the comments were super negative because they weren't the kind of tricks that those people wanted to see who were in the comments. But it doesn't matter. Okay, I may have learned not to show stuff that people aren't going to care about, but that doesn't mean that it's going to affect my skating. If I want to skate on a tiny ramp and do simple stalls on it because it's fun, or if I want to do slappies on a curb, or if I want to do nothing but freestyle, that's fine. And it doesn't matter what other people want to do or want to see me do. You can give me all the challenges you want. It's not going to matter. I'm going to skate the way I want to skate because I don't owe it to anybody. I'm not a pro skater. It's not my job to entertain people with my skateboarding abilities. My job is to, design graphics. That's what I actually do. But on this channel, I talk about skateboarding, and sometimes I show skateboarding, but I don't have to do specific tricks for anybody. If you don't like freestyle, if you don't want to see me do a finger flip again, then watch somebody else. That's it for now. If you have your own questions, go to radratvideo.com and submit them there. You can support the channel through Patreon or by joining here on YouTube. You can always hit the like button as well if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out.